sum up the week?
I played really well, honestly. I just made a lot of little mistakes. I mean, it's scary how easily I could be or should be in contention this week. As well as I played, and I mean today, I would say that 18 summed it up perfectly. Hit a good drive up there, and it was just an easy putt, and had two sprinkler heads right in my way. Bones and I just kind of looked at each other and laughed. It was a very fitting way for the week to end. But no, I mean it's incredible playing an Open Championship here.
Is this sure?
Is that more possible at this tournament than others to feel like you played really well and to be way back?
Not necessarily. I guess you potentially could with weather, but with the weather we've had this week, it hasn't really been super crazy in terms of afternoon versus the morning. But yeah, I mean, it just my wedge game was poor. Felt like a million three putts. Didn't take advantage of par fives when I had short clubs in my hands a couple times. Hit it out of bounds on 14 today. Like just stuff like that. That just doesn't happen when you're, really kind of grooving in contention. But yeah, it was just a weird week.
How's the course playing today compared to other days?
It was definitely easier today. It was softer. It also helps teeing off at 9:30. It's pretty soft with a little bit of rain in the morning. But that guy's yelling. Yeah, I thought it's just perfect in terms of a setup. I mean, 17 I think is a great example. Like with that pin today, you could legitimately have a very realistic 10 to 15 foot birdie opportunity. But if you try to get greedy or if you get out of position, like it's hard to save par. So I think it was set up really really well today to produce a good finish.
We know you love the challenge, Justin. You always say that you love the challenge of this style of golf. But do you think it's a style of golf that you could play till you're 70 and just never crack it? You just never, you might play well, even win, but you still haven't cracked it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily cracking it. It's executing it better. I mean, I don't feel like I'm leaving here thinking I didn't play well again because I don't understand links golf. I need to chip it better and stop three putting. It's little things here and there, but I mean, no, I could play this kind of golf till I'm 100 years old. I love it. I just haven't. I've had zero success in Open Championships, but I love this tournament. Arguably more than any of the other ones.
Are you as curious as anyone to see how this one's going to play out today?
I don't know, as curious as anyone. I mean, I'm very intrigued. It's Victor and Rory are pretty far ahead of the pack, but I think it just all really depends on that first 5 or 6 or 7 holes. If some guys kind of make a charge a little bit and get close, and Victor and Rory don't get off to a hot start, then you have the potential to have a 4 or 5 person race. But as of right now, there's just not that many guys that can catch them if they continue to play well.
The crowd here seem to love Rory, obviously rooting for
Yeah.
him. Just on a personal level, what do you love about him as a person and a golfer?
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that he works really hard. He's hard on himself. He expects a lot of himself, and he's not one. I think very similar to me. He doesn't feel like he's owed anything or he doesn't deserve to play well just because he's Rory McIlroy. Like he needs to go out and earn it and execute. And I mean, he's been hard on himself the last couple of years, and hasn't won a major since I think 14. And for a player of his caliber, I know he's very frustrated with that. So for him to just kind of stay patient and stay in it and keep putting himself in positions like this is I know big for him, because I mean you can't be that good of a player and continue to do it and not get it done eventually.
Justin, you said, Rory said last week, 2 weeks ago, that he wished that Live Golf and European Tour, PGA Tour sit and talk, find solution. What do you think about that? And are you encouraging them to do that? So,
No, I'm just worried about playing golf. I'm not really worried about that.
Just in general, where do you sort of rate the old course in terms of how it stands as a test compared to other courses? Because people said before, there's going to be 59s, Bryson's going to tear it to pieces, but that hasn't really happened, has it?
No, and I mean I don't understand. I mean I get that it's shorter, but I mean as firm as it is, if any Open Championship course was this firm and there's no wind, we're going to shoot nothing. I mean, the cut was even par on a course that's probably playing 6,500 yards. The I guess you could say the haters out there are going to say that it's just like it's playing so easy and it can't contain the game anymore, but it's held its own. I mean, you have really really good players that are shooting 4, 5, 6 over par on days like yesterday that really wasn't that crazy windy by any means. And I just think it's one of those golf courses you have to execute and plot your way around. And a lot of Open Championships are that way. If we have good weather, we're going to tear it to pieces. And the good part about this week with the little amount of wind is they've been able to set some challenging pins. And when the greens are rolling a 9 or a 10, you can do that. It's not unfair. It's just difficult. And I thought the R&A did an unbelievable job of setting up the course this week.
Apart from your actual on-course golf, do you think you'll have any enduring memories that stick with you from this week?
I mean, a lot of just being here is special. I mean, the Saturday and Sunday with Tiger was really cool, walking around here with him and the success he's had. But no, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot to write home about in terms of the golf.
Josh, can I just ask you another one about Rory? Do you know how much you admire the way he's become sort of a spokesman in the political game? He's got all the pressure of playing here at home, how he's managed to keep himself in a bubble and get out there. How difficult is that?
It's very difficult. I mean, he's earned the right to be, arguably the second biggest name in golf other than Tiger for us with this success that he's had. And that's the thing, is you can't just open your mouth and speak your mind or have honest takes on things and become that person. You have to be one of the best players in the world and be that, and he does that. And it's none of it is selfish. It's in for the betterment of the game and the bigger picture. And he's never going to give you a PC answer. And I think that's what a lot of people respect about him, is that he's just going to kind of tell you how it is and say if he thinks things could change or get better, but also play some pretty damn good golf while he's doing it.
Rory talked about yesterday about trying to strike a balance between acknowledging the fans and their support, but trying to stay in your own world. And I'm curious, like at Southern Hills when the fans are really behind you, how do you strike that balance?
I mean, it's different. He's got more fans than I do, and he has a lot more fans here than I did at Southern Hills, but it's difficult. I mean, I think it's hard. I mean, the expectation part, I think, is one of the hardest things that I've had to deal with in terms of feeling like you should play well or feeling like you should win or wanting to win because everybody wants you to win. I think that's really underrated to be able to perform with those expectations and that pressure. So, I mean, today's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to win a golf tournament because it's hard to win a golf tournament, but it's going to be really hard for anybody, but especially I think him with the amount of people that are pulling for him. But at the same time, he's been there a million times, and he is going to understand how to channel it and use it to his advantage, and it could end up helping a lot coming the last couple holes.
Justin, thanks for your time the last couple of weeks. Thank you.